Hey, what's up? It's Chris from chrisbeatcancer.com. And so today this is sort of like a part two of a video on my last video. So my last video, if you didn't see it, was about the latest low carb versus low fat study and how it was a really poorly designed study and how you can't just take these macronutrients out of someone's diet and compare it to another diet and prove that one's healthier, because health comes from eating a variety of whole foods from the earth. It's not just about eating less fat or more fat, less carbs or more carbs, right? It's about the source of your nutrition, and that is whole foods from the earth, and lots of them, and lots of variety. So that sparked, some interesting conversations, and of course there are a lot of people dedicated to the low carb movement and whatnot. And so today what I wanted to do, again, not against the low carb movement. Let me just establish that right off the bat. But what I want to do today is show you my blood work, okay? Because my diet is definitely not a low carb diet, okay? It's about 65% carbohydrate, 25% fat, and 10% protein. Now those percentages vary a few points per day depending on what I eat. But again, that's about what it is on average. So I would be considered a relatively high carbohydrate consumer. The highest would be like your 80-10-10 folks that are 80% carbs, 10% fat, 10% protein. I'm not quite there, and I'm not aspiring to be there. I've kind of got it dialed in and really happy with the results that I get from the way I eat. So in order to demonstrate those results to you, I'm going to show you my blood work. Okay, so here's my blood work. You can see my name at the top, Christopher Wark. Now, I'm going to take you through my blood work really quickly. I'm not going to go through every single marker, but I will tell you they're all in normal ranges. I just want to highlight a few, especially blood glucose, cholesterol, lipids, inflammation, and minerals. Okay, so first thing, blood glucose, there it is, 80. 80 is an optimal number. I mean, that is the ideal number to have. Hemoglobin is 5.4, also in a desirable range, no problem there. Again, I eat 8 to 10 servings of fruits every day, along with starchy carbohydrates like rice, oats, and potatoes, and other cooked veggies, including beans. And yet, my blood glucose is normal and actually optimal. Okay? So don't believe the hype that those foods are going to wreck your blood glucose and make you pre-diabetic. Okay? That's not the case for everyone, certainly not for me. Next, we have uric acid. This is a reflection of the amount of acidity in your blood, and mine's pretty low because I don't eat a lot of acid-forming foods. That would be meat and dairy primarily, and of course processed foods as well. Down here, this is really interesting too. You've probably, if you've read anything about the paleo diet, one of their big tenets is phytates and phytic acid and how harmful it is, and that it leaches minerals and it blocks mineral absorption, and phytates are an anti-nutrient. Well, guess what? Phytates and phytic acid is actually the opposite of what they're claiming. It's a powerful anti-cancer nutrient. Inositol hexaphosphate 6, that's IP6, is a powerful anti-cancer phytate. You want it in your body, and guess what? I eat a lot of phytates because I eat a lot of beans and nuts and some grains too, and they don't leach minerals from my body. If you look at my potassium, calcium, magnesium, they're all in ideal optimal levels. So there's no mineral leaching going on. If there is, I'm not losing enough to notice. Below that, you can see my protein is highlighted at 6.6. Again, I eat 98% plant-based, so I don't eat very many animal products, a few times a month at the most, and no protein deficiency there, okay? The other numbers, feel free to pause the video and look at them, but they're all in normal ranges, which is good. Now on to page 2. At the top, we've got iron. Again, that's another mineral that is not being leached from my body by phytates. 123 is optimal for iron. And even though my ferritin is on the low side, extremely low side, I'm not anemic. And I want to show you right here. Red blood count, 4.64, perfect. Okay. Next, we've got lipids. Cholesterol, 116. How many people do you know that has a 116 cholesterol? Not many. And that's what you get when you eat a diet that is
very low in saturated fat. I eat lots of fats. I eat lots of nuts and seeds like hemp seed, flaxseed, chia seed, almonds, and walnuts every single day. A little olive oil is pretty often as well. And the occasional coconut oil to cook with. Sometimes I eat whole coconuts, but I don't eat very many animal products, and I'm not getting much saturated fat in my body from animals, and have this super low healthy cholesterol. Below that, you've got triglycerides, mine 57, which is terrific. HDL is 45. Of course, anything over 39 is good. And my LDL is 60, which is also really, really good. Below that, C-reactive protein, amazing, 0.12. Anything under 1.0 is considered low risk for a cardiovascular event. Mine's 0.12. That's essentially heart attack proof. Now, don't quote me on that. This is what I've read many other heart healthy experts say. When your numbers look like this, you're heart attack proof. So I certainly hope they're right. Okay, and then down there you saw my red blood count. I'm just going to give you a shot of all the other numbers just so you can get a, if you want to pause the video again, look at them, that's fine. Last page, 2 more markers. The sedimentation rate is 2. Now the range is 0 to 15. Sedimentation rate is a reflection of the amount of inflammation in your body, and mine is super low, which is great. And finally, we've got my vitamin D, which is 37.3, way too low. I want it to be around 70, and the reason my vitamin D is so low is because I assumed I didn't need to take vitamin D3 in the summer because I was getting a lot of sunshine. But as it turns out, if you live north of Atlanta, you really don't get great summer sun, and it's hard for your body to get enough sun to produce a lot of vitamin D. So I will be supplementing vitamin D3 year-round.
Now, what's interesting to me is that when I compare this blood work to my blood work that was done about 8 months ago, there's some very big changes that happened. And what did I change about my diet? I started taking in less saturated fat. Less, not more, less. A lot less oils and less saturated fat. And the difference is my glucose dropped from 85 to 80. My hemoglobin dropped from 5.9 to 5.4. My uric acid dropped 6.6 to 4.9. Liver enzymes are down. Cholesterol dropped from 144 to 116. 144 is considered healthy. 116 is insanely healthy. It's like terrific. By the way, if anyone out there thinks, oh, your cholesterol is too low, not a problem. I know how to raise it. To start eating more eggs or coconut oil, I can get it right back up there. But the point is, I'm really happy with it being at 116. My triglycerides went down from 62 to 57. HDL went up, that's your good cholesterol, from 35 to 45. And my LDL, your bad cholesterol, went from 97 to 60. Okay? All of that from just making basically one change in my diet, and that's less saturated fat. And I think I probably eat a little bit less animal protein, just a little bit. But I eat very little animal protein anyway, so I might eat something from an animal like wild-caught salmon a few times a month, right? Maybe once a week, a few times a month, very small part of my diet. And some people might ask, well, why don't you just cut it out altogether? Because I have yet to find any population of people with extremely low incidence of chronic Western disease and long lifespans that are 100% vegan. Most of them are 90 to 99% plant-based. And so I think ideally that's where you need to be. I really do believe that for most people, but at the end of the day, you need to figure out what's working for you, and the only way to do that is by checking your blood work. You need to get your blood work done. You need a complete blood profile, and you need to understand how to read your blood work, okay? How do you do that? I recommend a program called the Blood Test Blueprint. I'll put a link below this video. This is a really amazing program that shows you, it's very easy to follow. It explains exactly how to read your blood work. It shows you what the normal ranges are and the optimal ranges are. It explains for each measure in your blood work, it will show you what to do to improve them, what type of foods to eat or not eat, what type of supplements to take. It is a really, really good program. So again, I'll put a link below the video. Click through, check it out. It helped me a lot. I think it'll help you. Big message here. Don't assume you're healthy because you're following a diet in someone's book. right? You really need to look at your own blood work and understand what's happening in your body, because there are very unhealthy vegans out there, and there are very unhealthy paleo-primal people out there too. So you need to figure out what works for you, and the only way to do that is by looking at your blood work. So I hope that helps. Subscribe to my channel. Please share this video if you think it's helpful. If you think it would help in the debate of low carb versus low fat and all this kind of silliness about macronutrients. And again, macronutrients are not the problem in your diet. Okay, so again, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Stay tuned for the third video in this series, which I'll get out in a couple days, and I'll take you through a day in the life of what I eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See ya.